My name is John Vedder Jr. I live at Cobbtown, Georgia, and what we are about is I had a vision. I am a 17-year deputy sheriff, physically retired, disabled. I had some major surgery. I had my pancreas removed and some other things, and I'm not able to do the things that I used to do anymore. So I had a conversation with my Lord Jesus, and we discussed, what am I going to do? I need to support my family, and I want to help people. So God kind of told me, you've got property, and you've got a shop, and you've got tools. Why not open a very, very much needed business where people can bring their schoolies, school buses, or campers or vans, and convert them into living spaces where they can travel around the United States and enjoy their dreams. And they have to start somewhere. And this is a perfect place to start, because that is exactly what we do here. We allow people to come here. It's a do-it-yourself place. It's called Cobbtown Acres, LLC, and it is a do-it-yourself conversion place. It is not a campground. It is not an RV park, and it is the beginning of a revolution that's coming where people are going to become more nomads, because the prices are getting so high and houses are getting expensive, and people want to build buses into motorhomes and travel the United States with their children and explain to their children what's going on and show their children good times and, make a good life.
So you're running into some issues here?
I'm running into some issues here because the county ordinance states if you sleep in your conversion or RV or recreational vehicle, which can be considered many things, if you sleep in it more than one night on your property, then it has to be legally a campground, which means this bus that I'm building, although I'm working on it on my own property, in my own yard, with my own tools, I am still not allowed to sleep in it unless I convert my property into an RV park or a campground or a tiny home place.
Okay, so now that that's been brought to your attention, you're trying to comply with that.
I am trying to comply with that. However, 2 days before my court date, which had to be postponed because unfortunately my wife got COVID and we had to quarantine. So we have a new court date of this coming Thursday. And what the county did is 2 days before my last court date, put in a moratorium that says for 300 days we cannot put in a septic tank or any pertaining facilities for a campground, RV park, or tiny home build, which limits us. It actually stops us from doing anything we're doing here, because as much as we want to comply, and I've been a deputy sheriff for 17 years, so I want to comply with the law, they're not allowing me to comply with the law.
Right, and why would that be?
Well, for the bottom line is they want to tell me that my business is a campground or an RV park. My facility is not. It is a do-it-yourself, build, convert vehicles such as school buses into schoolies, which means you take out all the seats, you put in living quarters, and you travel in it to RV parks. And the issue people are running into is the majority of motorhome campgrounds and RV parks are not allowing school buses in there. So they have nowhere to go. They're buying these buses and vans and they're converting them into a living space, but they can't park them nowhere. So I opened my property by my God's helping me do this. I opened my property to these people to come here and finish working on their dreams so they can travel. now the next step for them is, and the next step for the government is to start allowing these people to go to RV parks, because technically, yes, it's an old school bus, but technically it's brand new because they have gone all the way through it. They put new brakes on it. They fixed everything. They built the inside with all brand new materials. And again, they're not allowed to go anywhere.
What's the next step and the challenges you're facing now, and what's to come for you and the people that are here and other people around the country
really
in the
sure.
same situation?
The problem is I have court this coming Thursday, February 17th, and I have to face charges of not complying with the mobile home park, not the tiny home park, the campground, and I have to face charges saying that I am running a campground when I am not. I have a license to do what I am doing here. However, the county is not accepting my license to do what I'm doing because people are spending the night in their builds as they're building them. The next step is, after court, is obviously I'm going to probably have to appeal, because number one, these people that are here at my place are in the middle of builds, and they can't just pack up and go somewhere because they have nowhere to go. We have many people that are on Social Security disability. We have many disabled people here that are building their dreams because they're retired and they want to live on the road, and that is, my opinion, their choice to do.
Absolutely. And I suppose all that is gonna cost you money and legal fees.
Yes, it's gonna cost me money. I have to hire an attorney for an appeal. I did try and open a higher court case than just magistrate court. However, they would not allow me to do that. They said I had to go on the computer and fill out some paperwork before I could do that. So I guess the next step is to go to court on Thursday, see what they're going to charge me, how much my fine is going to be, and whether or not they put in a cease and desist, which means I have to make everybody stop working on their vehicle and leave. And I have a problem with that because I have disabled people here, and I don't feel it's right that people should just be on one day evicted. They have nowhere to go. They have no other place in the vicinity to do what we're doing.
Right. Have you thought about starting a GoFundMe or?
I have thought about that. I'm waiting to see the outcome of my court case on Thursday. I have spent many hours researching, and I went as far as today as filing a complaint with the state of Georgia against my county for trying to make me be something that I am not.
Right. And there seems that there's more at play than for you to just get your license, because where you're willing to comply and you would be able to put the septic system and what you need to comply pretty much in the next 3 days, for them to turn around and put that moratorium in place 2 days before your court hearing, it's, to anybody that hears it, sounds pretty shady.
Yes.
And seems like some backdoor deals with
yes,
other residents that might have some more clout in the area that aren't pleased with it.
Right.
Which I don't see why. We're in the middle of a cotton field. Nobody's bothered. Your only next door neighbor has no issues with it. So the whole deal is kind of shady, and it's really not coming from a good place. I feel that I think a few folks around town don't quite understand what this place is, but this isn't a campground I'd take my family to. It's like a work camp where people come and build their homes and then move on.
Right.
I myself, I'm traveling from Canada. I bought an older RV in the fall, and had passed inspections and whatnots, and put her on the road, and I've broke down 3 times since I left. And it was costing me so much money in tow trucks and getting broke down in the middle of nowhere. I found this place, And I've been doing the work myself, but you know, I've had to wait for parts, and I've had to diagnose, you know, the problems myself to try to save myself a few bucks to not completely chew up my trip fund.
Right.
And it's been a blessing, you know. And then you know, Christ, I've been here for 3 weeks. I've probably spent a couple $1,000s in the local town here on parts,
as well as
and
many
$500,
other people here.
$600 on food at the grocery store,
As well as many other people
and
here.
you know, everybody here just hangs around here at night. Nobody's going into town causing ruckus. Nobody's a bother. So I think it's unfortunate that the town has put its sticks in your wheels for you to, as you're trying to comply with the local rules and learning, that they're trying to put sticks in your wheel to stop you from being compliant with their rules. So I hope it gets sorted out and people get a better understanding of what this place is. You know, it's not a bunch of people partying. People are working on their stuff every day. But you know, these builds take time. I did my mom's bus back in Canada. She converted hers. And, you know, she's not a hippie, dude. She's got money. She decided to sell her house. She's going to buy another one, but she wants to travel. And she decided to convert a bus. And, you know, it took me 2.5 months to do it, between all her solar, building all the furniture inside.
Sure.
All the wiring, all the plumbing, all the electrical. You know, it's not an overnight process.
No,
so
this bus
to
right
expect
now,
people to stop at this place and build their bus in a day for you not to be a campground considered as is not realistic.
Right.
And you're trying to comply, and it's basically being thrown out and shoved in your face that it's not gonna happen.
Correct.
Which isn't right, because you don't even have a dog in the fight. So I think, you know, this needs to catch people's attentions, and, you know,
I agree.
backdoor deals for rules that are made on the spot before a court date. It just doesn't seem to be the right thing.
So I want to say that look us up on Facebook. We are Cobbtown Acres, LLC. And I want to say my name is John Vedder Jr. and my phone number is 912-687-1471. We are in Chandler County, Georgia. Cobbtown is the name of the town we live in. And if anybody is interested in helping or getting involved or wants to help with the schooly tiny home movement, please contact me in any way.
Sounds great. Thanks for your time, John. I hope everything works out.
Thank you so much.